Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Shetra again, and today we are going to learn about the different different stages of a thread, that is the life cycle of a thread, which is common to every thread. So let's get started with the lesson. First, the as we have learned in the before video, the different thread states would be born state, a runnable state, running state, and running state and block state and dead state. These are the different states of a thread. So let's get started with our first state, which is the born state. In this thread, basically a thread is born, but and it is created. Here, this doesn't mean that the thread is the thread has been started. The if the thread needs to be started, it has to be the start method has to be iterated, and to kill a thread we need to use the stop method. So here the life cycle would be born state. If it is start, it goes to the runnable state, whereas if it is stopped, this it goes to the dead state. This is the diagram to understand the born state and its processes. So start and the stop processor are the processes, which are the methods which we need to get a state from born state into any other state. So the next state would be the runnable state. As we have started, it would go to runnable state. So let's see this way. Next, runnable state is in this state, basically a thread is started, and it is waiting for, it is not yet started execution, it is just has been invoked, and it is waiting for the processor to be free, and the threads are executed depending upon its priorities. As we have told that this removes the deadlock situations, and depending upon the priorities the thread gets executed. However, there is a facility in runnable state where by using the yield method a thread is run before its turn. So now let's see the various states from this diagram. We have this would be a thread, and we have a running thread. This is the running thread. By yield method it goes into runnable threads, and sometimes it goes back. So this is the runnable state. Next we have the running state. This is the state which is very important, as here the execution of the thread starts after the invoke of the thread method. After the invoke of the start method, the thread runs aware, and here the execution of the thread leaves the control by its own or by preempting with the highest. So here sometimes what happens is during the execution it there would be some three cases during which, that is, the highest priority thread goes into different states. So let's see those three states. The first state would be sometimes the thread gets suspended, due to which the thread moves to the block state, and it can be resumed again using the resume method. Sometimes when one thread due to the priorities of the thread, as we have told, when one thread is working on another resource, then the other thread has to be waited for some time. So this is the suspend method. That time we use the suspend method, due to which the thread moves into the block state and it waits in the queue, and it gets resumed again using the resume method. Here see the running. From suspended it gets resumed, and it goes into the runnable. After it resumes, it goes into the runnable method and running, and again if it gets suspended it waits again and it goes runnable. This is the life cycle. Then next we have a case 2. In this case it is same like suspended, but here is thread is made to sleep for a specific time. That is, we use sleep and the time is specified within the brackets. Some milliseconds are given. The difference between sleep and suspend would be, in suspend, after it is getting suspend it goes into block state, and again from block state we need to bring it into normal state by using resume method. Whereas in sleep method we just give the number of milliseconds it needs to sleep, and after those milliseconds gets completed, the thread on its own self, it gets resumed, and it starts waiting for, it goes into the queue and it continues normally. So here would be suspended, runnable, running, sleep time, and we don't need a resume method again in this. So the next case would be a running thread is sometimes made to wait and resume to its execution used notify method. This would be similar to where suspended method. In suspended we need a resume. Here it is waiting, and after that wait you use a notify method. Here the difference between suspend and wait method is suspend is occurring when two threads are waiting for the same resource. That is when they need the same resource. That time one thread, depending upon the priorities, the threads get suspended. But here wait method is used. That is, it is basically called upon an object. Is this similar to the sleep method? That is, after some time it is invoked, but it is not resumed upon itself, but we need a notify method or notify all method. That is, when they are notified, they again after they resume to its own purpose. Here the sleep method is a static method which is called upon the thread itself, whereas a wait method is called upon the objects itself. So these would be the differences between the three cases. We have a here the life cycle is waiting, it goes into the runnable state when it is notified, and after the runnable state it keeps running when it gets a processor, and again when it has to be wait, the wait method is called and it goes into the waiting state. So this would be the process of the running state. And next, after the running state, we have the block states and the dead states. Block state is the thread enters into the block state when basically it is suspended, or it is being suspended, or it is being waited. Then it goes into the block state, and again it resumes by using the resume method and notify methods. Then from the block state it enters into runnable state, and the threads again run by in the run methods when it gets the processor. Then dead state is basically the thread is killed over here. That is, after successful completion of all these methods, and I mean of all these states, then a thread gets killed, and this would be the dead state. Here the completion sometimes that would be a natural death, but there are some situations where we have premature deaths. That is, before all the states gets completed only the thread gets killed. There would be some situations like that, that is called as premature deaths. So this is the dead state. Now let's see how a thread is created. As we have understood till now what is the concept of thread and the life cycle of thread, let's see how is thread created. Basically there are many ways to create a thread in Java program. And every Java program, before we create, normally also every Java main program is as we have seen earlier, it has one thread, and even at the back side in the JVM also we have threads calling. So how do we create threads would be by instantiating a thread object directly, or an object that extends thread. And when we talk about threads in Java programming, the thread objects that they do all, there would be some actual threads and some threads which are doing work related to that all is taken by the JVM. So basically the two methods in which we can create threads would be, how users create threads would be by implementing a runnable interface or by extending the thread class. Both are simple methods which we need to we use inheritance concept in both the topics. Inheritance concept, yeah, it is a basic OOPS concept. If you all have no idea about the inheritance concept, please check the object oriented programming video which consists the inheritance concept. If you all understand that concept only, then you all can get back to this threads concept creation. If not, it would be very difficult if you don't understand that topic. So please do that, watch that video if you will not have seen. So this would be the today's video, and I would like to tell about the creation of threads in the next video. And if you all like today's video, please follow the link which you all can see above, so that you all can get notified about my videos. And if you all have any queries about this video, please do comment. Thank you so much guys for watching video. Bye.